You are locked in and listening to SonicAsylumRadio.com, and this is Metal Euphoria. And I'm your hostess, Metal Maiden Vicki. I kicked off this last set with some Dio, and that was We Rock off of the Last in Line album. And then I played some Power Theory with Cut and Run off of the album Driven by Fear. And then you heard some Macabre LA, and that was Ghosts of Gettysburg off of the album The Truth is on the Cutting Room Floor. And then you heard some Iron Maiden with Hallowed Be Thy Name off of the album The Number of the Beast. And you heard some Q5 with A Prisoner of Mind off of the album New World Order. And you just heard some Black Sabbath with The Mob Rules, of course, off the album Mob Rules. And that brings me to the event of the day, you guys. I am so excited and honored to welcome to Metal Euphoria world-renowned heavy metal, hard rock drummer, the one, the only, Vinny Appice. Welcome to the show, Vinny.
Oh, wow, what a build-up. My God, I don't deserve any of that.
You absolutely do.
Oh, dear. But I love what I do, so that's why it doesn't, I love being able to play and make music and the whole thing. I just really appreciate I'm able to do this, too. And I've had a long career, so.
Yes.
Anyway, it's great to be here with you, Vicki. This is awesome.
Oh, me too. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today, Vinny. I really appreciate it. And I want to give huge thanks to Howard Schimmel, my Pi Alpha Nu fraternity brother, for making this come to fruition. Very cool.
Howie's great. He's a hard worker, and we're putting together the event that's coming up, which we'll talk about shortly. But he's a great guy.
Yeah,
and,
he is.
Really got it together. It's great.
He definitely is. And I want to give huge thanks to Matthew at the nycmetalscene.com as well for listing today's interview on the website. Very, very cool. Thank you guys so much. Well, Vinny, you have had such a brilliant and illustrious career to date, with bands such as Black Sabbath, Dio, Heaven and Hell, Last in Line, Resurrection Kings, and many, many more. And you're still going strong today. It's just absolutely incredible.
John Lennon.
I know. Well, we're definitely going to get to that because I want to hear the story about how that all happened for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Going back to your very early teenage days,
Yeah.
That's very, very cool. But one of the things that you got coming up, which is really exciting, is the Chiller Theater Toy Model and Film Expo that's coming up October 27th through the 29th at the Hilton Parsippany in Parsippany, New Jersey. This looks like a fantastic event, Vinny. If you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, actually, I've never been to one of these events, and Howie contacted me and asked me if I wanted to be involved, and I said yes. So I'm really excited about this, and I know what goes on. It's a lot of different people there, and actors and musicians and just people in the entertainment business. But so I'm really looking forward to being part of this. And then, so I like I said, I've never been to one of these, so it's going to be a big surprise for me too. And I'm very excited, and excited to meet everybody that's going to come by, and excited to see the people that are appearing there too. So I'm a fan of a lot of the TV stuff and music, obviously. So yeah, it's going to be a great event, and really looking forward to this.
Yeah, me too. I'm definitely going to try to head out to this event. A lot of the people that are going to be there, reunions of TV shows that we grew up with, like Land of the Lost and the Monkees and Sanford and Son, and all kinds of people. Leave It to Beaver. It's crazy. It's going to be so much fun.
Okay, stop right there. Leave It to Beaver. I love that show.
Yeah, me too.
I love it. I put it on at night, and I go to sleep because it's so calm. There's no internet in there. There's no cell phones. Nobody's checking their email or on the cell phone, and then it puts me to sleep. I'm the cosmic count. I
Yeah. It looks like
and the
Jerry.
Monkees, obviously, growing up in the '60s, it was the Monkees, and that's going to be fantastic too. So those are a couple of things I'm really excited about.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun. Yeah, it says Jerry Mathers and Tony Dow are going to be there. Very cool. But all kinds of people, and that this is your first ever convention appearance. So, anybody that is in the New Jersey, Parsippany area, definitely head out to this. Chiller Theater. I mean, we all remember Chiller Theater from when we were kids. That was our Friday nights was like Creature Feature and Chiller Theater. My family, we would get the thing of Jiffy Pop and cook it up and sit there and watch the movies, Good times in New York growing up,
Yeah, it was a good time, and they really put it together well. Rather than just show the movie, it was kind of like a show within the movie. They hosted the movie, and I forgot, was there a host on that Chiller Theater that was on TV?
I don't remember. I don't think there was. I think it was just the opener, and then they would just go into the feature, whatever it was, whatever movie it was.
And the opener was great, so it was really cool.
Oh, yeah, the iconic hand. Yeah.
So that's cool. It's a great name, and great name for this event, too.
Yeah, definitely. Really looking forward to it. And, it's like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun. Do you know what particular day you're going to be there?
I think I'm there the 27th and 28th.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I think I'm there for two days. That's what it looks like.
Excellent.
Yeah, because I think I'm flying out on Sunday, so.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
I'll be there Friday and Saturday.
Very, very cool. So I'm definitely going to try to see if I can get out there on that Friday. Well, it looks like the times, I'm looking at the website here. Friday, the event is from 6 to 11, and Saturday from 10 to 7, and Sunday from 11 to 4. So there's plenty of time for people to get out there and hang out and visit all the booths and everything. Just all kinds of people.
I'm looking at the website too, so there's a lot of people from TV, which is cool.
Oh my goodness, yeah, just unbelievable.
My friend Gene Cornish is going to be there from the Rascals. He's really cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, you have worked, with some greats over the years, as well as they've had the honor of working with you. As we said before, of course, going back to Black Sabbath and Heaven and Hell and Dio and Last in Line, Resurrection Kings, which great albums from Resurrection Kings and Last in Line.
Thank you.
Yeah, really good projects. And those are current projects of yours, as well as I think it's your very first collaboration with your brother Carmine in the studio for the new album that's going to be coming out, Sinister. If you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yes, we finished the record, and it is coming out October 27th, which is right around the corner. And it's got a great cover. I don't know if anybody's seen the cover, but if you want to see the cover and hear one of the tracks, you can go to either my Facebook or Carmine's or Eddie Trunk's site, and there's a link there where there's a lyric video for the first song that's been released. Yeah, and we're really, really proud and excited over this record because we never did one before after all these years. We finally got together at the right time and at the same time, and we were able to really focus on this because we always had busy schedules since we played with a number of different bands. We haven't been in one band really for a while, so you wind up doing a number of things at the same time. So we both had busy schedules, and then we started talking at the beginning of the year, hey, we should do a record, man, we got some time coming up. And so that's what put it into motion. And then we did a fundraising thing through Pledge Music, which was great. We thank everybody that contributed to that. And that got the whole thing started. And then we, in addition, played the song that's released as the lyric video, which is called Monsters and Heroes. It's a kind of a song tribute to Ronnie James Dio. And Paul Shortino wrote the lyrics and sang on it, and a lot of the guys from King Cobra played on it, us to a record deals. So we did really well, and we had both things in motion, which enabled us to have a little bit better budget to get the album done and make it sound great and get all our friends on it too. So then we actually started it in January,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing this. I did hear that track, and it's fantastic. And you were talking about the album cover, and if you guys haven't seen it, basically it's Vinny and Carmine with their face split down the middle, with like a Frankenstein type of stitching going down the zippers in the middle of your face, and it's really cool looking. And the sides, both sides of your face, is kind of like black and white alchemy type of picture. Great cover.
Yeah, and then when I got the stitches removed, it really hurt for about a week.
I bet it did. That's awesome. And again, the album is going to be called Sinister, which is such a great name. And it begs the question, Vinny. Now, the project is Appice. Now, is it being pronounced Appice or Appice? Because as we all know, you're Vinny Appice and your brother is Carmine Appice, which has always been an age-old question, especially for me personally, as many of the listeners out there as well, since the 80s, as to why you guys pronounce your names differently. And I think I know why, but if you want to get into a little bit the story behind that.
Yeah, well, we actually are messing with the idea. Somebody came up with an idea. Just call the album and the show, spell it out, Appice. That's the name of it, because it's so confusing. What happened was Carmine used to say Appice, and that's the way my father pronounced it. He said Appice. And then Carmine got in the business, he said Appice, and you could even hear the name being pronounced that way on a Vanilla Fudge record called Near the Beginning. And that record was probably released in the late 60s sometime, maybe early 70s. And after the drum solo, it's a live album, Tim Bogert, the bassist for the Fudge, said, "That's Carmine Appice on the drums," So there is actually recorded proof that he said Appice. Then when he played with Rod Stewart, that's when the name changed. Rod kept pronouncing it Appice. So he decided to change it to Appice. And that was like when I kind of got started in 1975, 76. And so I said Appice, like my father. I don't like the way Appice sounds like. It sounds like a piece of cake or a piece of pizza. Especially being Italian, it's like a piece of pizza. Yeah. So I said Appice, and ever since then it's been total confusion as to how to pronounce the last name, and people ask everywhere in the world, including foreign countries and everywhere, how do you pronounce it? You don't even have to finish the sentence. I know what you're at, what they're going to ask. So he says Appice, I say Appice. Then we have an older brother, Frank, and he says a peach. So it's really confusing. So even I get confused sometimes. I don't know who I am.
That's great, though. So thank you for finally clarifying that, because, as I said, so many people have always wondered that for years. Even PJ in the chat room, she says, "Yeah, I was confused on that." So.
And then in I think the year 2000, I did the Black Sabbath reunion tour. Bill Ward couldn't do it, so I did it. Now, before that, in the 80s, Carmine played with Ozzy, and Ozzy used to, after Carmine drum solo, announce him, go, "Carmine Appice on the drums." So during the first show, Ozzy introduced everybody and went, "On the drums, Vinny Appice." And he looked at me, and it was cool. So the next day, in the hotel lobby, I said, "Hey, Ozzy, can you, I say it differently. Carmine says Appice, I say it Appice." I said, he acknowledged it, and he kept going over it with me. So then the next night, sing, he introduced me, and he went, and Vinny, and he turns around, he's all nervous, like he's going to say it wrong. And I'm laughing, I'm thinking, this is Ozzy, you know, he can do whatever he wants, you know.
Right.
Call me anything. I'm up there, and, you know, I'm not going to get upset or anything. So, and he got it right. He went, Vinny, but he looked really nervous. And he said, Vinny, Appice.
That's
So
awesome.
it was really funny. I thought it was really cute. He's so cool.
Now, I know I was reading when you did do that tour when Bill Ward had left the band, that it was kind of a rushed thing, and you kind of had some things happen during your first night, I think when you played in Hawaii.
Yeah, well, that was joining Black Sabbath with Ronnie in it.
All right, okay,
Ronnie
okay.
on vocals, yeah. That was like 1980, and it's the real story with that is I was in Chicago. No, this was before. I got a call from Sharon Osbourne in the 80s saying basically that she's going to put a band together around Ozzy, and we'd like you to be in it possibly. So they wanted to fly me to England to hang out with Ozzy to see how we get along and all that. And I was probably 19 years old or something, so never been out of the country except for Canada. So I asked my brother Carmine what he thought about that. And he said, well, Ozzy's pretty nuts, you know. You know, pretty crazy because he's been around them and stuff. So I was like, oh my God. I was a little young kid, so I actually turned it down. I called Sharon back and said, you know, I can't do it, blah, blah, blah. And then about a month or two later, I get a call from Black Sabbath. So Black Sabbath calls and said, we're in California. We looked for a drummer. We heard about you, and I'd love you to come down and meet Tony and see how it goes. Like, wow, okay, cool. And that was easy because I'm in California. I was in LA. So it's easy for me to go and go meet Tony. Not a bad year when you got Ozzy calling you and then Black Sabbath calling you all in 1 year.
Absolutely.
That's a pretty good year. Yeah, so I went down to the hotel to meet Tony, and then we got along really great. He had an album that I did called Access, which is a really good album, a three-piece band that I had, and Andy Johns produced it. So he liked the album, and we got along good, so he invited me down to rehearsal, which was in LA at SIR Studios. I went down with my little drum set, and we played Neon Nights was the first song we played. And I heard it on the radio. I didn't really know it, you know, but I knew the tempo and a couple stops in it and stuff. So I said, well, we could play that, because I wasn't a huge Sabbath fan, believe it or not. So I didn't know all the songs. We played that, and then we started doing a couple other things. I don't remember what those were. But it went well, and they asked me to join the tour until Bill possibly came back. So that's how that happened. And then we had 4 days to rehearse, but everybody was so happy they found a drummer that we'd rehearse for an hour and a half and then go to the pub and drink. I would stay back in the studio and listen to all these songs and write charts out in the book. And they were all happy and shit. And by the time the fourth day, the last day of rehearsal, everybody started getting nervous that we didn't rehearse very much. So it was pretty funny. And then we went to play the first gig, which was Hawaii Aloha Stadium, and it was 30,000 people there. And I had my book next to me, with cheat sheets, and I could read music, and there was some music written in there. And then as I'm playing a couple songs in, it started raining. Somehow the book got really wet and unreadable. And I'm like, oh no, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Something happened, you know, with the water spilled on it. Something happened. So halfway through the set, we had to wing it. So that meant the endings were really long until we all made eye contact and went, okay, now? You know, I had to remember it. And so it was pretty crazy. But we got through it, and then I signed the book and I threw it out to somebody in the audience. I wondered who actually had that book.
Nice, yeah. Yeah, you wonder.
Yeah.
That must have been crazy. You know, what a whirlwind of events, you know?
And then, you know, for the first 2 weeks of the tour, all I did was listen to the songs and get them down, you know, because I didn't know the songs. And even in Hawaii, we had a couple days off. Everybody's on the beach, hanging out, having a great time, and I'm there with the Walkman on, you know, the cassette Walkman. Walkman.
Right, yeah. I had a Walkman.
Yeah.
They were the
That was
best
a great thing
things.
when they first came out.
Oh,
Like, wow.
yeah. Absolutely.
great.
You had to have one.
Yeah.
I think I still
I didn't
have
even have one. I
mine.
borrowed Jeff Nichols, the keyboard player's one. You know? I'm like, I gotta listen to this stuff. I kept listening and listening and listening.
I think I may still have mine, actually. I don't even know if it works anymore.
I still have one that I bought in Japan years later that had double side. You could put 2 cassettes in.
Oh, wow.
You know?
That's a step
it was
up.
really a weird problem. I don't know why you would use 2 cassettes in it, but that's what they had.
Well, you know, they were always one jump ahead in the technology, right?
Yeah, I guess. Mm-hmm. Play one and then play the other.
Well, that is very cool. I mean, as I was saying before, what a brilliant and illustrious career. Going back to when you started playing drums at the age of 9, and that led you to meeting John Lennon when you were, 16? Now, how did all that come about, Vinny?
Well, I started when I was 9, and then Carmine was on the road with the Fudge, so he used to come home once in a while and show me some things. And then he heard me play, and he told my mother, hey, he's really good. Bring him to the drum teacher that he went to. His name was Dick Dennett in Brooklyn. So she brought me there, and he said, yeah, he's really good. So I started taking lessons for 3 years. So I was, going through books and stuff. So I was pretty good at 13. And then I bopped around Brooklyn with bands here and there, and then hooked up when I was about 15, 16 with my friend Angelo, played bass. He went on to be the engineer for the Holy Diver album and Last in Line, and he did a lot of the Dio stuff as a recording engineer. But he was the bassist, and then he knew the guitar player Joey Dambra, and Joey knew Jimmy Iovine, who was producing John Lennon, and who went later on into Scope Records, and did amazingly well. And so we hooked up with Jimmy, and Jimmy wanted to bring us into Record Plant Studios to record and produce us and try to get us a deal, because we were really good. It was a 9-piece band with 4 horn players. And then it was really good, really tight. So we used to hang out with Jimmy a lot, and then we wound up doing some demos, and the owner of Record Plant loved us, signed us to a management deal, gave us a rehearsal room in the Record Plant building for free. We'd rehearse there every night, really big room on the top floor. And one night we're up there rehearsing. Jimmy called us on the phone. He goes, can you guys come down, do some hand claps on this session? We said, sure. So 9 of us went downstairs, and we go in the studio to do the hand claps, and we look in the control room, there's John Lennon. We go, oh my God.
Wow.
Look who's in the control room. Jesus. Freaking out, And then we put headphones on, and he starts talking to us. So you hear this famous voice coming through your headphones, like telling you what he's looking for on hand claps, It was like amazing. So we wound up doing hand claps on the song called Whatever Gets You Through the Night.
Okay,
so
wow.
That's me, like, band on that song, doing hand claps. So then we left. We went back to our room, and he probably asked, who was that? And Jimmy told him probably, that's the band I'm producing. They're upstairs. Because a couple of days later, we were rehearsing, and John came up to the rehearsal room, listened to us play. And from then on out, he would come up a lot, Smoked a couple joints with him. And it was really cool. We played pool. There was a pool room there. And he liked us. And for what I found out, he was kind of grooming us to be his next band. Because he then asked us to do 3 videos at the Record Plant, which we did. And then he asked us to do a live gig with him at the New York Hilton, which was being taped for TV, like a wide world TV special. And it was a salute to Sir Lou Grade, who was a big English entertainment billionaire guy. John didn't like him. He thought he was two-faced. So John wanted us to all get to wear 2 faces. Like they made a mask of our face and put it on the back of our head, so we were bald with 2 faces. And we would wear black shiny jumpsuits, and John would wear red shiny jumpsuits. So
Wow.
that's what he had in mind. So it was like, okay, meet at the record plant. We got in a van with John and went to get fitted for the jumpsuits, and then we went to get the masks made, and there was a number of times we had to go back and forth with John. It was great. So we went out. It was a black tie affair at New York Hilton. We come out. John Lennon comes out, and with 9 guys that have 2 faces on their head and black jumpsuits, and John comes out in the red jumpsuit. So we played 3 songs with him. Imagine, Slipping and Sliding, and Stand By Me. So
Wow.
it was pretty amazing gig, you know. And then the next day, I went to high school. You know, I'm 16. I went back and, I had to go to school the next day. So that was the weirdest thing, because I sit in school going, this is too weird, you know.
Yeah, a different kind of weird
Different
reality.
world, you know.
Wow.
So,
That is
Pretty
incredible story, Vinny. I mean, how cool is that, you know?
I know.
You know? Wow.
And then when we were on tour with the Heaven and Hell tour with Black Sabbath, Warner Brothers asked the band if they would do a song for the movie Heavy Metal. So they said yes. So we wound up having a couple of days off, and we went into John Lennon's house in England. He was already passed, by then. He was just shot.
Right.
And we went into the house. It's owned by Ringo now, in this big studio in there. Really cool English mansion, this amazing place. So they gave out rooms, and of all people, I got John Lennon's room. It said John and Yoko on the plaque outside. And
Wow.
I was kind of freaky, like, wow, he just got shot, and, I don't think I want to stay in here. So I got a different room, and I stayed there, I should have stayed in the room. I guess I was chicken.
Well, I can understand that, though. I would have been kind of freaked out about it, too, I think,
Yeah, it was kind of freaky, So we hung out there for 2 days, and that was an amazing experience, and Beatles stuff everywhere in the closets, gold records, platinum records, memorabilia. It was just amazing experience. I wish I had more pictures of it, but I hardly have any, which is crazy.
That is incredible. I mean, what an experience to have as a teenager, and, to keep those memories, all these years of spending time with such an icon, as John Lennon. That is very, very cool.
Yeah.
We had a comment in the chat room, Metal War God. He's our Wednesday night DJ here at Sonic Asylum Radio. And he said he saw you play with Black Knights Rising.
Oh, yeah. Right. That was a good band, too.
Yeah. And George Neal, he's in the chat room as well. He is the bass player for the Halloween band out of Detroit. And he said that you are his measuring stick for all drummers, a bass player's dream. And he was remembering a story that one night you and Jimmy Bain, may he rest in peace, showed up at one of Halloween's shows at Harpo's in Detroit. And he said when you guys walked into the dressing room, he almost passed out from nerves. And he says that night Jimmy and him drank until the next morning, and they remained friends for many, many years.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what I'd like to do now, Vinny, is talk a little bit about one of your current projects that you're doing called Resurrection Kings. And I want to play a track for everybody. But if you could just go a little bit into this band and, how it came about, and great musicians are in this band as well. So, yeah.
Okay, well, it came about that Frontiers wanted to do a project with Craig Goldie, and Craig put it together. He called me and said, "Hey, would you want to be involved in this?" And there's going to be about 10, 11 songs on it. And I said, "Sure." So I love Craig. I love the way he plays. And he was a guitar player from Dio and Jafia, if anybody's listening.
Sure.
Doesn't know his name. And so he put it together with me, him, Chaz West on vocals. Chaz and I played together in a couple bands. And then Sean McNabb, who's now with the Link Schmob on bass. So we did the album, and it was came out great. We didn't do it here and there, and we didn't really focus too much on it because it wasn't, it needed some money behind it and stuff. That wasn't there. So we did do gigs, and people loved it, and we're actually, it's kind of a reunion, but I'm doing a drum clinic on October 13th. It'll be on the internet. It's godpsmusic.com, and I invited the Resurrection Kings to come down, and we're going to play a bunch of songs, and then do a little clinic spiel and all that. So it's going to be a great event. It's on Friday the 13th, which is not, I was born on Friday the 13th, but in September.
Oh,
so
right.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, so it's Friday the 13th, and we'll be playing as the Resurrection Kings. That's this October 13th. So anybody listening wants to check it out, go to epsmusic.com.
Very, very cool.
But it's a great band. Really totally enjoyed playing on the record and putting that album together.
And and I've
We might do another album too. That's in the works.
Oh, that would be awesome. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoyed this album, and it's just self-titled Resurrection Kings. And over the years, I've had the honor of seeing you play live as well. Seeing the Heaven and Hell tour at Radio City Music Hall was truly one of the more magical concert experiences of my life. It really was just an amazing night. If you ask anybody, I'm a huge Dio fan. There's not a day that goes by that I don't miss that man, as I'm sure you can well relate. But that particular evening was just truly incredible. And seeing the final Black Sabbath tour at the end at the Garden, another amazing night.
Right.
And
at the Radio City night, we were going over something. We wanted to play one song at the sound check and go over the ending because we changed it. So here we are at the sound check. We start the song, and we're more than halfway through, and we want to get to the ending to go over it. And they start waving their hands. You got to stop. You got to stop. Why? We stop. It's a union break.
No.
What?
What?
Yeah, so they stopped the Black Sabbath.
Wow, for a union break.
Right in the middle of the song. They couldn't wait to the end of the song because the clock was ticking. So we had to stop, so we never got over the ending. So we're all a little bit like, oh, man.
Yeah, that's kind of lame. I mean, I know that they're very strict in their union laws and regulations, but still, come on, it's Black Sabbath. And,
I know.
Yeah.
Well, obviously the union reigns over Black Sabbath.
Not in my world.
It's the craziest thing. And plus we're doing a DVD, we're doing a video, everything, and we couldn't go over the ending. Like, okay, thank you guys, that's great.
Wow.
But we got it. I forgot what song it was. I don't know what we changed.
That was incredible. Yeah, we were so pumped up for that night. It was just unbelievable. And Radio City is such a great venue, as we all know. I mean, the acoustics in that place are just superb. Anytime you see anybody perform there, but it really was just so amazing. And, little did we know that would be the last time I would see Ronnie perform live, on stage. And really, I feel honored to have been there and to have experienced that evening for sure.
Yeah, it's a different kind of venue. It's nice and, it's not a shed. It's a beautiful theater and it's gorgeous, so it was a special night. So.
Exactly. And we have a question in the chat room. Metal War God wants me to ask you about your time with Black Knights Rising.
Well, Black Knights Rising was just something we kind of put together with Elliot Rubenson on bass, and he's the CEO and owner of Dean Guitars and D-Drums, and it's fabulous, amazing, great guy, and he passed away earlier this year, and this guy just loved to play. It was amazing. He didn't need to play. He had a whole giant company to run, but he loved it so much, and he played with Michael Schenker, and he played with a number of artists. So we put something together again, and Craig Goldie, and John West on vocals, and we wound up doing a tour with, it was a guitar tour with Vinny Moore, Yuli Roth, Craig, and who else was on there? A couple other guitar players. So we did like a 2-month tour around the U.S. And it went really well. We opened the show, and we just kicked ass for 45 minutes. It was so tight and strong. People loved it. So it was a really great band, and we did a couple more gigs after that, and then we were trying to schedule something, last year, but it didn't happen with everybody's schedule, and then unfortunately Elliot passed away. So
yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Wait to know him and play with him and see him smile on stage all those times.
Yeah, absolutely. Fun. And Metal War God says that he got a drumstick from you that night, which is very cool.
Yeah, I need that back because I only have one stick left.
You hear that, Metal War God? Vinny needs a stick back. Very cool. All right, guys. Well, what we're going to do now is play this track by Resurrection Kings. And the song is called Livin' Out Loud. If you want to get into the meaning behind that song.
Play it loud.
Play it loud. All right, that's what we're going to do. And we are hanging out today with the one, the only Vinny Appice. And we will be back on Metal Euphoria, only on SonicAsylumRadio.com. Crank it up. Resurrection Kings, Livin' Out Loud.
Time to waste. Dream chase, I can't hesitate. I've been Make me a star, star maker. 'Cause you've always been a giver, not a taker. But in our hearts, the scars break us, and they never let you go, even when you leave your mark, star maker. Make me a star, star maker. 'Cause you've always been a giver, not a taker. But in our hearts, the stars break us, and they never let you go, even when you leave your mark, star maker. Make me a star, star maker. 'Cause you've always been a giver, not a taker. But in our hearts, stars break us, and they'll never let you go. Star maker, make me a star, star maker. 'Cause you've always been a giver, not a taker. And in our hearts, the scars break us, and they'll never let you go, even when you make your mark, star maker. Star maker. Star, star maker. Star maker.
All right, welcome back to Metal Euphoria on SonicAsylumRadio.com, and we are hanging out today with my special guest, Vinny Appice, and you just heard a track by the Resurrection Kings called Living Out Loud, and that is off of their self-titled release, Resurrection Kings, and you just heard some Last in Line, and that track was Star Maker off of their album Heavy Crown. And I want to get into a little bit about Last in Line, Vinny, if you want to talk about that band and how it all came to be.
Yeah, and that band, that's my main band, the band that I love. And it started out as Vivian Campbell, you know, he was the original guitar player in Dio. He plays with Leopard now. And Jimmy Bain was And but then we did it again, like a week or two later, and I invited my friend Andy Freeman down. He was in town. I said, "Want to come sing some Dio stuff with us? We're just messing around." He said, "Sure." And he came down and he just blew us all away singing the stuff. Sounded fantastic. So Viv loved it. Jimmy loved it. So we decided, let's do some gigs, you know. It'd be fun. So we booked some gigs, and that went over so well that we decided to continue. So we did a bunch more gigs. And we went over to Europe and did 4 or 5 shows, and we went over to Japan. And then things were going really well, and we got a deal put together by a manager, Steve Strange, with Frontiers Records. And they gave us a nice deal, and we were able to record our first record together. And we wrote together, and it's like the band never stopped from when we were together with Ronnie, you know, because we were able to go in a room and jam and write and put riffs together and create songs. And it was really quick. Songs came very quickly, and we had a lot of fun doing it. It's a great band. There's no egos involved, and everybody's on time, and everybody's just into it. And so then we went out and did a whole bunch of touring since then. And then 2 years ago, about 2016, we did a rock cruise with Def Leppard, and we were scheduled to play on a Sunday, and Def Leppard was scheduled to play on a Saturday night. And it was a crazy night because Jimmy wasn't doing well. Jimmy Bain, you know, at rehearsal he didn't look well, and but he made the rehearsal. He made the trip to Florida. We played a pre-board gig, you know, pre-boarding the ship gig, and Jimmy was able to do that. And then we got on the ship, and we thought Jimmy would rest up, and you know, we had a butler on board and everything, and he would take care of him. So find out Saturday, right before Def Leppard goes on, that Jimmy passed away, died of cancer.
Oh my
I don't know if
gosh.
he knew he had it. I mean, it's all kind of up in the air as to if he knew that or not. So we had to tell Vivian, who was just due to go back on with Leopard, they were just going to do their show. And at that point, Joe had a problem with his voice. He had like laryngitis. And it was a crazy evening. So Viv was freaking out, and then Leopard was freaking out. You know, we're all freaking out. Jimmy passed away right before they go on. It was the weirdest show ever. You know, so
Oh my gosh.
they went out, Viv sang a song, and then Andy, our singer, sang about 5 or 6 songs. And then Kip Winger got up and sang a song with them, and it was just a really unusual rock evening, you know.
Oh, I
And
can
then-
imagine. How
So
tragic,
the audience,
you know?
the audience didn't know what was going on with Jimmy. So the next day when we scheduled to play, everybody came in. There was like 2,000 people in the arena. Then Eddie Trunk explained to them what had happened, and everybody, like, you could hear everybody like gasp. Wow. So then me and Viv and Andy came out. We had Jimmy's guitar on one side and Viv's on the other side, and we just told stories, played videos, and it was an hour of storytelling and then tribute to Jimmy, basically, and everybody loved it. And it was really a really magical moment, really. So it was sad, you know. We missed Jimmy, and that it was just crazy. So, and then eventually we had a tour book, but we canceled it, and then eventually we got a new bass player, Phil Susan, who comes from the same roots as us and is a dear friend of everybody's. Well, I'm really close with Phil Susan. And he came in the band, and we were able to continue. And so now, Jimmy unfortunately died right before the first album was released, too. The Heavy Crown album was released in February. So the cruise was in January, so he didn't even get to live to see that, and the album did real well. So we're now working on the second album and writing with Phil, and it's going fantastic. So we recorded 5 tracks so far, and we'll continue in December.
Well, you
So
know,
the band's great. It's a great band. I mean, we get along so well. It's just a pleasure to play with these guys. And Vivian's just a master on the guitar, and he's just such a great guy and a great friend.
yes, he
Really great
is.
to play with him again.
And you
Really
know,
is.
and that's good to hear that, you know, you guys decided to continue on. with this project, and that must have been so hard on that boat cruise. I mean, I can't even imagine, seeing everything unfold and how it went, and I think you guys carried on with class and dignity, and talking about the stories. Jimmy Bain was such a fantastic bass player, and from what I understand, from you, from George Neal and other people that have met him over the years, he was just an incredible person. So that's awesome, and of course he played bass on one of my favorite albums of all time, Rainbow Rising. Quite a career that he had, and
he's a legend.
Yeah, and cancer is just so hard, and hopefully they will be able to find a cure for it someday. Although I think it might already be out there, I don't know. But what a strange series of events. And many things that have happened to you through your life. All the good, the bads, the up and down. It truly is incredible. And to see you here today. And Last in Line actually has some shows coming up in beginning of November. November 2nd, you're going to be at the Upstate Concert Hall in Clifton Park, New York. And November 4th, you'll be at Mulcahy's Pub and Concert Hall in Wantagh out on Long Island. And the following day, you're going to be in Derry, New Hampshire at the Tupelo Music Hall. And you're also going to be doing a show on November 3rd at the Sherman Theater in Stroudsburg, PA. So very, very cool. And
the East Coast seems to love the band. we played, when was it? I don't know, in the summer or something. We came there and the reception was incredible. All the shows were sold out pretty much, and we had VIP packages, and those was sold out, and they just loved the band. And then we just got requested to come back, and so we're glad to come back, play for everybody, a couple different places, so we're looking forward to it,
Yeah, I definitely want to try to head out to the show on the island.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've heard Mulcahy's is a pretty cool place, too, as far as venues go.
Cool.
Yeah. So good deal. And then you said you're doing something right after that. What you got? What do you have going on right after those Last in Line shows?
Well, after that, we're going to head over to Belfast because we're doing a special show over there on the 11th, I think it is. Vivian Campbell is from Belfast, and they're giving him a Lifetime Achievement Award and a whole big celebration of his career.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
So we're going to play at the show, So it's going to be a special thing that's going to happen. So we're going over there to do that. And then after that, I continue on with, I have a band there in Europe that actually Carmine and I played with. And we're just going to do a little tour of old Sabbath stuff and stuff I played on, more of the obscure songs, and maybe a couple of Dio songs. And it's like an evening with Vinny, pretty much. So we're going to do a little tour of that for about 2.5 weeks. Then I'd probably come home.
Nice.
Wow.
So just
will be on my website. Those dates will be up pretty much next week. And but it's just been busy. And then Carmine and I might go back to Europe in January. Looks like we're going to do 10 shows supporting the Sinister album.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And the countries that you're visiting towards the end of November, I mean, awesome. You're going to be in Germany, Italy, Austria, Slovakia, Poland. Very, very cool. And you guys can check out all these tour dates at vinnyappice.com and just click on the tour dates tab to check it out and to keep current with what's going on. And of course your Facebook page. So that's awesome that you're so busy. Because I know you do. You love what you do, and it definitely shows. You play with such passion, with such power, and it truly is an incredible gift that you have. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just fortunate to have played with such great people that established me too. And
yeah.
fortunate to play with Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath mother and father of all these bands.
Yes.
And then they just had babies, you know. Everybody was influenced by Black Sabbath, and I got to play and made some important albums with them, and it's very fortunate, and I really appreciate that. And then Ronnie James Dio, with Dio, it became a legendary thing, so it really set me up, you know. So and that music's still alive, so it's really something to be able to continue like this, you know. And I love playing. I love meeting fans. I love all of this stuff, you know. And it's just great to be able to do this. So
Exactly.
thanks to all the fans and everybody that supports the music and always supported these particular bands, and you know, it's just a big thank you to you guys.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, you have toured all over the world. Are there any countries that you haven't played yet that you would love to go to? If there's any.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been to, like, Egypt, I haven't been to Israel, I haven't been to Dubai and all these other countries. But I really like the countries. I love going everywhere, you know, and seeing the cultures and stuff. Japan is amazing. We haven't been to Japan. I hope we go back to Japan soon with Last of Mine, because we did one show there. And Dio was big there, Sabbath was big there. So I hope we can go back there. South America is just amazing. You know, South America is so passionate about metal music and heavy music. Fans there are incredible. You know, as is Europe too, and all of it pretty much. But seems to be a little bit bigger than the U.S., like in Europe, so parts of Europe, and then in South America.
Sure, absolutely.
Really passionate about it.
Now, with all these countries that you've played, all the shows that you've done over the years, I know you have some incredible or funny on-the-road stories. Are there any particular ones that come to mind that are some of your favorites?
Yeah, well, it was with Black Sabbath. I think it was on the Heaven and Hell tour, or Mob Rules tour. And we're playing to a packed house, like in England, 10,000 people or 12,000 people. And the smoke machines back then had big oil drums filled with water, and they threw dry ice in there. And that created smoke, and then they had a blower to blow it out somehow. And that created smoke for the stage. So during the song Black Sabbath, everything weird happened during the song Black Sabbath if it was going to happen. And we're playing, and it's a slow part, and then all of a sudden it gets to the big part. You know, oh no! And they want smoke on the stage. So they drop these things in, and it exploded, and it was behind the drums.
Oh my
the water
God.
went 20 feet up in the air, dry ice, everything, and everybody's like, thinks that's part of the show. And they've got the metal sign up, you know, the horns. Yeah, this is great. But it wasn't supposed to happen. So the water shot up, and then the water came down on me.
Oh no.
Mainly on me. So the drums were useless. They were wet. Sounded like, you know, like that. And then I'm sitting there, and Tony, Geezer, and Ronnie are laughing because I'm all wet. And they can't play. And all of a sudden I'm sitting there, I go, holy shit, what the fuck? And my ass was burned. So apparently, dry ice little pieces went down the back of my pants.
Oh no, my God.
Which is funny because I was pretty thin back then, and there wasn't much of a gap between the pants and the back. But yeah, it went down now. And I was starting to stick to your skin and the bones. So I had to stand up and go, I'll be right back, guys. And I ran off stage in front of 10,000 people. Those are the medics, you know.
Oh,
The medics and the two women, of course. I had to pull my pants down and then picking these things off my ass. Because of the dry ice. You know, and the burns, too.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they came off stage, and they had to dry the whole stage off and the drum riser and everything. And it took about a half an hour or something, and then they asked me, are you able to play? I said, well, of course I have to play, you know, I can't. So I went up with a pillow, and the audience was all cheering and stuff. I showed them the pillow, and I sat on the pillow, and I played. So for a week I had to see the medics to get, you know, put cream on it. It was
Oh man,
So
yeah,
that was
dry
definitely
ice.
memorable.
Dry ice is serious stuff.
Yeah.
Oh
Crack,
my God.
You know, getting the dry ice down the crack of your pants. In your crack.
While you're performing live on stage with Black Sabbath, I mean, what, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Anything weird that would happen, you know, storms or whatever, it would happen during that song.
Exactly.
Black Sabbath.
You know?
Crazy shit.
That is a great story. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is incredible. Well, the other thing I wanted to ask you, Vinny, now a lot of musicians have this. Do you have any pre-show rituals that you like to do before you go out on stage, if anything?
Not really. I warm up, you know. I just have 6 backstage, wherever it may be. And, you know, I just play. Actually, I just cross my leg over and I play on the sneakers, the rubber soles, just warm up that way. No, I don't have any pre-show anything. Just get dressed, warm up a little bit, and then go on and do it. Kill it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. No superstitions that my shoelace has to be tied to the left or any weird thing, you know, like that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. All right, very cool, very cool. Well, I know your time is limited, and I so appreciate you coming on the show with me today. And just for the musicians out there, I know there's a lot of drummers out there listening today. What kind of kit do you currently play?
Well, right now, what I use, I've been with them for a long time, is D-drum kit, and it's called the Max kit, and the wood is alder and maple together, combination of that, of those woods, and the kit just sounds incredible, and the bass drum's like a 60s bass drum, early 70s, 24 by 14, not usually 16, or you can go all the way up to 22. I use a 14-inch wide bass drum, and this thing just punches it out. So I'm using that, and then I'm using a company called Chroma Castle, their hardware, and that's actually affiliate of Go DPS where I'm doing a clinic. These guys make some great hardware, great pedals and stuff. So I'm using that. That's called Chroma Cast, and then Istanbul Mehmet cymbals from Turkey, and great cymbals, really warm sounding cymbals, and the sticks are actually, I switched from Big Firth over to Chroma Cast. I like the sticks. So it's some great companies, and Evans Heads on the drums. And they're all great companies, very supportive, really nice people. It's like a family. So that's what I'm using right now. And the kit's not very big. I just use 4 toms, 2 up front, the 12, 13. And then on the bottom it's a 16, 18, and then the bass drum's 24 by 14. And I use a snare drum, which is always wood, and it's always 5 inches high. I don't use deep snare drums because I sit kind of low and the deep snare drums are too high, and I never use metal because I play kind of loud, and the metal snare drums are overpowering when they're playing that hard with the rest of the kit. So I like the warmth of wood. So that's what I'm using right now.
Very cool. That sounds like an incredible drum kit for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The job done.
And that is a big bass drum too, yeah. But you know, you're like I said, you're a powerful, heavy-hitting drummer. So you know, I'm sure.
Yeah, I play with a lot of power. I like to beat the shit out of them, and I don't play. You know, the power's all in the wrist. So I don't really raise my arms up a lot, and you can get a lot of power when you know, through your wrist and your foot. And yeah, so it works for me. You know.
Absolutely.
I like to be the loudest one in the band.
As you should, you know, the drummer. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I got a kind of an off-the-wall question for you, Vinny. Who is your favorite cartoon character?
Cartoon character?
Yeah.
Maybe Popeye, I guess.
Popeye, very cool. Okay.
Yeah, he used to eat the spinach. It always looked good in the cartoon. Like you squeeze the can and spinach would come out. And, you know, it looked like it was all flavored, or maybe with some garlic and butter and stuff. And, and he'd eat it.
I do too, but I'll only eat spinach in the leaf form. Growing up, my mom used to make like the frozen spinach, and I heat it up in the pan, and it was always so gross. But I don't mind it in the leaf form at all. So.
Yeah, I just try to squeeze it out of a can, but it doesn't work. Like Popeye.
Yeah, sometimes cartoons can be misleading. But that's cool. Nobody's ever responded with Popeye as their favorite cartoon character. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then one quick fact you'd probably like is when I told you when I first went down and played with Black Sabbath, I chose Neon Nights because I heard it on the radio a couple of weeks beforehand. And I wasn't familiar with Ronnie James Dio, believe it or not, with Rainbow. I didn't listen to Rainbow. And I heard Ronnie sing Neon Nights, and wow, that new singer for Black Sabbath is pretty awesome. Powerful, man. Wow. And then 2 weeks later, I'm down there playing and meeting him and playing with him. So I said, let's do Neon Nights. So that was the first song I ever played with Ronnie. And then 32 years later, we played Asbury Park, New Jersey. The last show with Ronnie. The last song I ever played with Ronnie was Neon Nights.
Wow.
And that song has been moved around in the set. It was in the middle, it was in the front, it was in the back. So it's weird that the first time I played it with him and the last time I played with him.
Wow, that's incredible.
Took us on a journey together.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice, full circle, I think.
And last night we were all at a rock and roll thing that Wendy put on for Ronnie's Cancer Fund. You can check some pictures out on Facebook. But everybody was there. It was like Mickey D, Doug Aldridge, so many dudes there. Just the whole, it was like a reunion. Sebastian Bach and Tom Morello, and it was so much fun. And everybody was bowling, and it was just a crack up, really.
Oh, that's awesome. I remember hearing about that last year, the rock and bowling, when they were doing the, Ronnie, This Is Your Life for the Stand Up and Shout Cancer Fund. It looked like a great weekend.
Yeah, and Eddie Trunk hosted it, and but then, they did a little reception thing, and then everybody went down the bowl, and it was just like a madhouse of rock. It was just the craziest thing.
Oh, how much fun, yeah.
In a while.
And you said there's pictures up on, your Facebook page of that night?
Yeah, you can find them on Facebook. I saw some pictures there. Hopefully there'll be some more now. In the morning there was some, and there were a lot of pictures taken, obviously, because a lot of people were there,
Right,
and,
right.
It was really cool. Wendy did a great job, as usual, and it seemed like it raised a lot of money for the Cancer Fund, so that's great.
Excellent. I got the Ronnie James Dio Stand Up and Shout Cancer Fund T-shirt, which I absolutely love.
Yeah. There's been a couple of putting together, not me, but some friends are putting together some maybe a concert here and there for the shooting victims of Las Vegas, which is so sad.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, so that'll be posted up there too. It's who's going to be playing, and they're trying to pull it together quickly. So I might play at one of those. Depends on what date they pick, because I'm all over the place. But that was pretty sad. So
yes, you are. You are such a busy guy.
Everybody, become one. The music will bring it together. So.
That's it. Music is a powerful force on this earth.
It is.
It absolutely is. And heavy metal and hard rock fans are the most passionate, loyal fans of any music genre, hands down. It's truly a special community that we have. Sometimes I just feel truly blessed to be a metalhead in so many different ways, and so many, there's nothing else I think I would rather do. I'm a fan of music in general. I love all kinds of music. But heavy metal, hard rock, that's my passion. That's my heart.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's got a lot of heart and soul in it, and it's very passionate, and it can get you through times of bad and times of good. So.
Yes, indeed, it
bad,
certainly can.
Make it louder.
Yeah. Exactly.
When it's good, you make it louder too.
Yeah, it's just as long as you play it loud, right?
Yeah.
That's absolutely. And in addition to these projects that you're involved in, you also do clinics and master classes. and sessions and, you know.
Yeah, I do that too, and then I do rock fantasy camps that are here in LA. David Fishoff is the owner, and he puts together some amazing camps. We just did a Judas Priest one, Judas Priest, Sebastian Bach, and Stephen Adler.
Oh, very cool.
And actually we did it at the Whiskey A Go-Go in Hollywood, and Judas Priest, actually everybody, Rob and the whole band, played with every band that was there. There's 15 camper bands, we call them. You know, these are people that paid to be in the camp, and they're not really professional musicians, but they want to live a dream for the weekend. And they got up and they played with the whole band. It was incredible, you know.
That is so cool, you know.
Yeah,
Wow.
Sebastian was up there singing with everybody, and it was just rocking out. It was really cool. So we do a lot of those. There's another one coming up in January. You can check their site and see who's coming up. But it's a great experience and a great thing for me. So I get to meet a lot of people, and it's just something different than just doing a gig, you know.
Right,
Like that.
exactly. It's helping people achieve, you know, some kind of dream, some kind of fantasy that they have, and how important it is to those people. They walk away from these rock fantasies just on some new level of elation, you know. I can only imagine how they must feel.
But it's funny because you don't know, like I'm in charge of a band. We get a bunch of counselors. I'm a counselor. And you don't know who's in your band. So you get a band together, and some guys, you know, they play okay, but they need some help and stuff, and you start kind of guiding them. Then you find out, go, what do you do? He goes, well, I'm a brain surgeon at the hospital. It's like a doctor. And you're telling the doctor he's out of tune and stuff. It's pretty funny. Hey, doc, you're really out of tune and you're rushing. Can you just, you know, clamp down and concentrate a little bit, please? He's a brain surgeon, and okay. So there's a lot of people like that, CEOs and people in big positions, but it's really cool because everybody's on one level then. They're all music. We're here for music, so it doesn't matter. Really cool.
Right, you're all there for a collective purpose, and you know that there's nothing like it. There really isn't. You know, going out to see a band live, it's so important for people to go out to these clubs and support the music. You know, not only for the bands, but for themselves, for the venues. I mean, we've lost so many venues over the years. You know, we're thankful to still have a few here in the tri-state area. But, you know, so many of the big ones have long been gone. So you really need to get out, you know, buy those tickets, buy the merchandise, you know, do whatever you
And
can.
help the band because record sales, you know, records used to sell millions of records, and now you don't sell millions of records. You sell 50,000 records now. That's amazing. So the bands don't make money from the records. You know, bands make money from going out and playing live and the merchandise, and that's the way you could support the bands, you know. It's years ago it was different, you know. There's a different industry, so
Yeah,
everything
different time.
changed. So that really helps the band survive. That's a good thing.
Yeah, in the digital age, you know, it is important to get yourself out there because, you know, you hear a lot of, sometimes in the younger crowd, you know, oh, well, I can just watch that on YouTube. Well, you know what? That's not the same thing.
on YouTube. That's all
Not
you
at
kids
all.
out there.
Not at all. There's nothing like being in a venue.
We used to do a lot of drum clinics back in the 80s and 90s, and, you know, everybody would come in, they would be free, and sit there, and there's either me playing or Nico McBrain or somebody right in front of your face, and showing you stuff, and showing you how they play and talking, and there's nothing like that. You could watch stuff on YouTube of these amazing drummers that are out and catch some things off of them, but as far as like really inspiring and inspiration, and just there's nothing like being there with somebody. You know,
Exactly.
Right there, and they're right in your face playing with any instrument.
Oh, I
You know?
completely
But
agree.
unfortunately, the way the economy is and the internet changed all that. There's not that many clinics anymore, which kind of sucks, you know.
Yeah, that's true. And there really is nothing like it. I only attended one drum clinic in my life. It was through Sam Ash when my late husband worked for Ash in the city. And it was for Akira Jimbo. And, you know, he was incredible. And it was really cool just to see him up close, do his thing, you know. But yeah, it's so just to be in the crowd and to have that, you know, the drums go through you, the bass go through you, the guitars, the vocals, feel the vibrations, feel the energy. You can't get that from sitting on your sofa at home. You just can't.
Yeah, you can't get the same experience. There's no way. And then the same with the band. You go out and see a band live, you go, wow, this is really, taking me on a trip here, But you watch it on YouTube, it's not going to be the same thing. So.
No. So you guys, if you're in the area to go out and see Last in Line, definitely do so.
Yeah. And we do VIP packages that are really cool, and come down to Soundtrack and hang out and stuff. So we really like meeting everybody.
Yeah, and just to
check it out. And don't forget the Chiller Theater.
Yes, Chiller Theater. Toy Model and Film Expo. Yeah, that's coming up October 27th through the 29th in Parsippany, New Jersey at the Hilton Parsippany. And it's going to be a great weekend of musicians and iconic TV and film actors. It's going to be a lot of fun. You got to look at the website. I'm going to put the link in the chat room so everybody can check it out. And if you go to their homepage, you're going to see on the left the list where it says guests. And if you click on that, you'll see everybody that's going to be hanging out that weekend, including you. It's your first convention experience. So that's very exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun. And huge thanks again to Howard Schimmel for setting all this up. Howie rules, man. Howie's the man. One of my favorite Pile fraternity brothers, for sure. Met him back in 1986, 85, something like that. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Pile Fanu is a fraternity that will forever be running wild and going strong, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But Vinny, I know your time is limited, and I so appreciate you coming on my show today. I am just so honored, and it was so exciting having you here with your stories and your experience and your knowledge. You are an incredible person and an amazing musician.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And it's great being here. You're really got a great show and great questions, and really very comfortable talking with you. So it's really cool. Hope to meet you soon.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I'm going to try to get down to Parsippany for the Chiller Theater Expo and out to Wantagh to go see you guys at Mulcahy's. That would be very cool. Definitely. On my calendar of must-dos.
That'd be awesome to meet you. Let me know if you're going to do that. You can make the show.
All right, excellent. And what I'm going to do as we head out of the interview is I'm going to play some Heaven and Hell songs for everybody. I'm going to play a track off of The Devil You Know and something from Live at Radio City Music Hall.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you want to get out there, say to the fans, everybody else out there listening today?
Well, just what I said before, a big thank you to all the fans that have supported me and the bands I played with and my brother, and we really appreciate it. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this, and it's a great thing that we are able to do it. So we really appreciate it. So big thank you to you guys, and hopefully you like the new album that's coming out, and everybody be safe. That's it.
Absolutely. Sinister
Crazy
coming out
now, so be safe.
Yes, absolutely. And Vinny, if you could stay on the line for just a second after we start playing the Heaven and Hell song. Okay, very cool. All right, guys. Yeah. Well, again, huge thanks to Vinny Appice for being my special guest today. And right now I'm going to play for you a track by Heaven and Hell off of the Devil You Know album. And this is Atom and Evil. And we're hanging out, Metal Euphoria, SonicAsylumRadio.com. And we will be talking soon, Vinny.
Thank you.